Hey everyone, welcome to the Guiding You Forward podcast presented by Mountain America Credit Union, where we talk about all things financial related. And today we're talking all about mortgages, and thankfully Carl is with us. Hi Carl.
How you doing?
So good.
Good.
Another question I have for you is about locking in a rate.
The great question.
The great question. Tell us all about it, will you, Carl?
I wish I could tell you because I have never seen the volatility. Rates change sometimes daily, hourly, multiple times a day. You typically don't see that. And so it created a lot of anxiety. It created a lot of unknown. With that, yes, everyone wants to know, like, how long do I wait? Is that great? Is it a little bit lower rate coming around the corner? So here's what I tell borrowers and my loan officers all the time. If you're comfortable with the rate, you're comfortable with the payment, it makes sense for you, it's within your tolerance, then I think you should lock. Because locking your rate is the best way to secure your future when it comes to your payments and what you can expect. It is a game. It's a game to know, how long do I wait? Are rates going to go up or down? We've seen contracts and we've seen buyers that have been right on the edge and they've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And then rates went up and they've waited too long and they've got to get the contract done and it costs them money. Or we've seen vice versa. Sometimes people, they locked and then the rates went down and then they wanted to relock, and it just creates a lot of complication. But I would just go back to, if you're comfortable with the payment, you're comfortable with the rate, it makes sense for you in the situation. Locking gives you that security that okay, this is what my payment's going to be, this is what my interest rate will be, and you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Okay, I love that. So how do I go about locking my rate? I just get with my lender and say, hey, it's done, let's do it.
So the loan officer's waiting, for direction from the buyer or the borrower. And so typically what they do is they try to give as much information as they can. And because rates are moving around so much, a lot of times we recommend watch the market. There's a lot of great websites you can go and you can just check out general rates, what they're doing, market trends. And so as a borrower or a buyer, I would try to educate yourself on kind of what's happening in the market. Are rates trending to go up? Are they trending to go down? And absolutely communicate with your loan officer. Let them know what you're comfortable with and what you're looking for. And a lot of times that they will give the direction, when the rate gets to this, lock my rate. Or if you feel like the rate's going to go up, lock my rate. Loan officers are wanting to lock the rates as soon as they can as well for buyers and borrowers, because then we all know, okay, this is what the payment is. This is the scenario that we have, and the uncertainty goes away with that. So they're waiting for direction, and as soon as they're told let's lock it, then they're happy to do that, because they want to get that done and they want to be able to provide the best rate they can.
Okay. Now I'm curious, what advice would you give others that are in the market right now?
So my biggest thing is, my son's, he thinks he should have, he thinks it's funny. He's 21 years old, but he wants to have like that 40-year-old lifestyle where he's down the line, got the house, got everything done, right?
Yes, has the pool, the hot tub, the basketball court in the basement, right?
And I love that he does. But I tell him, look, you've got to be willing to. So literally what we did is we sat down and we said, what are the things you have to have? What are the things that are driving you crazy right now about renting? And then what are the things you can live without? And so we really narrowed in on, he wanted to have a second bedroom, right? A second room. He wanted to have at least a 1-car garage so he could pull his car in. He wanted to have like a full bath. Right. And so just some basic things. Wanted to have a place to put a washer and dryer, right?
Yeah.
Instead of going to the laundromat. So we just compared what he had to have, what was worth him paying more money for a month, right? Versus the things he could live without, or that we could, maybe upgrade or change down the line. So once we did that, he narrowed in on, okay, the type of property that he could afford. And so really, I think it's really understanding what you want and what you need. And then you can narrow in on, because there's so many different types of properties, right?
Yeah.
And because it's so competitive, because the inventory is so low, if you waste a lot of time and energy trying to figure out what you want while in the process of trying to find something, it's going to be very frustrating. You're probably going to lose out on a lot of opportunities, versus if you're laser focused on the things that you have, then you can really narrow your search and most likely find a property in a fairly timely manner.
Love it. What awesome advice. How lucky is your son to have you
He's the luckiest.
through all of this, right?
No, he's it's fun, and there's a lot of young people doing similar things, and we get to work with them a lot and see their growth, and it's honestly, it's really exciting. It's a really exciting time to be in the industry, because there's a lot of things happening, and it keeps us very very engaged, and it's never a dull day, never a dull moment. So
love it.
it's fun to help as many people as we do.